Greetings and welcome to the second part of Alternate Thursday. Let's look at Settlers, the originals. Right, so let's talk a little bit about what this message is. A night in the building. About the other Settlers games. I'll admit, I don't know that much about them. In fact, after Settlers 2, I pretty much abandoned the entire game series, even though I do like it a lot. They're just so time-consuming. And sometimes you do have to choose between schools and doing Settlers. So anyway, I do have Settlers 2 with the mission CD. And after that I didn't really touch the Settlers because it just seemed to be the same game over and over and over again. And I wasn't entirely sure that I liked that. It wasn't really until... which one is it? I know I have the box here somewhere. Settlers Heritage of Kings. That actually re-entered the Settlers world. I'm not entirely certain which Settlers that is. I believe it's Settlers 5. And I absolutely hate that game. I really felt Blue Byte was pissing on the heritage of Settlers, that one. Or whoever it was. It can't have been Blue Byte that made it, actually. Can't have been. I mean, the story was awful. The characters in it were awful. The missions were tedious. And the units were just weird. Stupidly weird, really. I mean, you could build two sets of cannons. Now, cannons, I'm not entirely familiar with being a very fun game mechanic, you know, but you could build two types of cannons. And one type of cannon was always better than the other one, because you could always outrange any other unit. So yeah, I figured, why would you ever build the other type of cannon? Why would you put it in the game? And that has never been explained to me. And I demand an explanation. No, actually I don't, but we make do with what we have anyway. And then I really reconsidered actually abandoning Settlers altogether until I got the next one over. Which I also have somewhere around here. I figured I'd order these things better, but it's all really in a big stack. Where did I put it? Oh yeah. Settlers, Rise of an Empire. It's here mixed in between Emperor, Battle for Dune and Railroads, Sid Meier's Railroads. Which I actually kinda like. I mean, the voice acting is still terrible in that game, but the story, at least, is palatable. And the game mechanics are not completely stupid. There's even a nice twist in the game, which you can see coming from miles, but it's fun when it fires, because you can control what happens. And then you get a nice message at the end. About how you are not completely the worst person that ever lived. I'm oversimplifying, but that's basically what it boils down to. I lost some land. Well, boo-hoo. My fortress is filling up, so I might as well steal this iron.
Yep.
And this coal.
Yep. Yep.
Alright, so my basic economy is now functioning.
Yep.
I'm not gonna go min-max everything because, well, I'm not that good at it. Alright, so the mint is finally operational. As are the mines. And my farms are also starting their production. Which is good. Actually, let's see. I can put a bakery here then.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
There. Let's reduce the amount of land they can use. Well, they can't put any buildings in the desert. So that's a natural barrier. Might as well expand on that then.
Yep.
Oh, no, 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 don't do that.
Yep.
A knight has occupied this new building. And just in time. Because here comes the enemy. What will I lose? Nothing. Just some land. I don't mind losing land. Losing these mines is much, much worse. Alright, so my mint is fully operational. Alright, let's see how this affects. I don't know exactly how this number is calculated. It has to do something to do with the amount of soldiers we have versus the amount of soldiers they have, and the amount of gold bars we have. Although, once again, it's never fully explained. Alright, I could instantly make 3 soldiers if I wanted to. I don't want to, though. No, they can stay in the castle for all I care, and train up a bit. So if everything is alright... Oh look, only beard guys in this. They need gold. Ooh, it's not full up yet. No, it is full. Where are you going then? Oh, I finished another one. Why would you go that way? Is that faster? Apparently. And let's see, after Rise of an Empire, I have not really delved much into the Settlers universe. I know there's another game of another new Settlers of that beyond that, which I have seen a little bit of, but
Yep.
I've not been totally convinced by. I do have it, by the way, because I really am that stupid, that much a glutton for punishment.
Yep.
Well, your previous games weren't too bad, except for that one and that one. How bad could this one be? It's Settlers! You can't really mess up a formula that badly. There's a little bit of gold up here, that's not really enough to be a threat to me. He still doesn't have any mines. Or she, rather. She's just expanding. Which is fine, actually, that's what I would be doing. Let's see if there's anything of use in this mountain.
Yep. Yep.
Sending out a geologist. I'm gonna put a block in here. Once he's crossed it. There. And then I'll link them up. Or not, that way.
Yep.
Sometimes it's a bit difficult to see what you're doing. I do like the Settlers 2 a little bit more than than the original Settlers. For the simple reason that it's slightly more clear what you're doing. And it has slightly more character to it. I mean, don't get me wrong, this is very fun. But it does feel very samey after a while. I mean, every mission is pretty much the same. At least in the Settlers 2, the campaign missions, by the way, I mean, you feel you're working towards something, and you get different cultures which react differently. Here it's just the same guys versus other same guys. But it's fun. Really, really fun. Well, no, they are training. One of them just put helmets on his helmet. Wings on his helmet. Helmets on his helmet. Ooh. They are training fast. And Knight has occupied this new building. Let's expand northwards. Around the mountain.
Yep.
Now what? 30 minutes passed since the last saving. Thank you for telling me, game.
Yep.
Oh, he found stone. That's fine. Don't really need stone. In fact, I'm gonna put down another stone cutter to get this out of the way quicker.
Yep.
Or more quickly. Quicker isn't the proper word, I believe. It is getting a little bit late. But I just like playing this game. I should really play it to its finish at some point. Even just for pity, for spite, actually. Just because this is one of those games that actually just defeated me through sheer force of attrition. If only this game wasn't so bloody long. I mean, I don't know how many missions there are. Don't really care all that much, so... But it's always managed to hold me off, just one more time. Because it does get challenging after a while, because the enemy, while she is very passive, I don't think she will ever attack me in this mission. The future enemies will be much, much more aggressive. I suppose I could look up the manual. Where do I have it? It's probably somewhere in the boxes. Yeah. I've pretty much got every manual of every game I ever got. Which means some of them are now completely redundant. Ah, they got some gold, which will help their morale. We're already at 35%. I think that hasn't moved actually, now that I think of it. It doesn't matter. It'll go up eventually. As soon as we get some more gold bars. And if they don't train fast enough, at least the soldiers in the castle will be training. So eventually I can swap out any weak soldiers for strong soldiers. Well, he's just found more stones. I think those are all small mines. And most of the rest of it is just rubbish. Right, so let's... yeah, let's expand from this point.
Yep.
Suppose the settlers is sort of like looking at an ant farm which you control. All the little guys moving, doing their business. Doing their job, rather. Because you told them to do their job. Right, we're gonna go occupy another building. Kinda wish it wasn't one of those feather guys, but you can't really tell which soldiers go where. More than one. That seems overkill. I do need to head them off. At least trap them in here. I mean, she may attack me if she feels cornered, but she doesn't have enough soldiers on the field right now. Right, the knight has occupied this building. Oh, it's considered medium distance. I suppose that's possible. Alright, let's go forward to the next point.
Yep.
But yeah, this game doesn't go away. It just keeps on coming and coming and coming. It doesn't really ever change either. It just keeps doing what it's doing. It's not quite as punishing as that new game Banish that I've seen. But at least I feel I'm working more towards a goal. Even if the combat is a little bit unsatisfying, but that seems to be a staple of these types of games. I mean, I also play Anno, and while I love that game a lot, like that game a lot, the combat in that game is absolutely atrocious. You would never ever play that game for the combat. And if you do, you're a masochist. And he still doesn't have any mines set up. Which is really weird. I mean, I figured he'd at least have tried with the stone mines or something. Or tried to get at least one of those smaller coal mines going, but oh, he's got a big coal mine over here. Why isn't he exploiting that? He's really confused about what he's doing. He's trying to get the grain going, and he hasn't cleared out this area yet. And that's gonna take a while. I mean, I've got plenty of grain. Yep, plenty of grain. Everything is working. I suppose I should have set up a smelter of some sort. Nope, nope. That's what I wanted. There's no real place to build a smelter. This is the closest I can get. Oh well, it'll have to do.
Yep.
How's the morale coming along? Ah, it's rising! Very good. Very good. Oh, look at that. They're really advancing in the levels. Not exactly sure how the training mechanic works. I just know that they train faster, closer to the front. And of course, because of experience in combat. I suppose they might also be training themselves up a bit, but the mechanic itself is never fully explained. And I suppose the more soldiers there are in any one place, the faster they train. And that's another feature I like better in the second game, because at least there I know why they've leveled. Or why they've improved their skills. It's because you gave them a gold coin. Here that's not so clear. Because once you have gold in the huts, the gold just stays there. It doesn't really do anything. And it looks like I'm not gonna be finishing this after all. Oh well. You would never really watch this game for the combat anyway. You'd be a fool to do so. Although, she is low on soldiers. Because these frontline huts don't have a full complement by the looks of it. And the flag is only at half-mast. But I don't feel like attacking. Not yet. And Knight has now occupied this new building. And we keep going north. to the north and beyond.
Yep.
Well, I think I'll leave you all here as my sprawling kingdom grows, leaving you in the lurch about whether I ever actually strike. Because while I like the Settlers, like I said, these games take a really long time to finish. And I'm not entirely sure I could make an entertaining series out of it. But maybe you think differently. I will see you all next time.